Our second intermission, joining us is HKYhatguy, who's a big Islander fan and has made a few trips over to Moncton. One of the things I'd like to preface this with before I get into talking to you is that junior hockey in Canada is the equivalent of college football in the United States. And there's a characters and things like that that everybody counts on. There's a guy in Gatineau that just throws his hat up in the air after every goal the Olympics have scored. And he's done it for 30 years, and he's become part of going to the rink. You, my friend, I think you're starting to do that for the Islanders as with the hat and the persona and all that stuff, so welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. And by the way, before you continue to talk, because I imagine you will laugh sooner or later, I love your laugh.
Thank you very much. One of my girlfriends thought it was funny for a while. Anyway, moving on. So, what got you involved in junior hockey? Start with.
Well, I was a fan in the 80s. My grandfather and my uncle took me there in the 80s. This was Windsor Spitfire hockey, so OHL, same level. And I just fell in love with it, actually. I loved the live games. I loved the surroundings, the people, and everything like that. It was just great. And you know these guys are headed to the NHL, so it was just great cheering them on and being around that kind of that feeling. The barn is where the Windsor Spitfires played. I mean, it was like 80 years old when I started going. And, I mean, we had pigeons up in the top pooping on the players. I mean, it was just, there was a good vibe. I love it. Unique, but good.
The Halifax Forum is probably the closest thing around here to the way that the old Windsor Arena was in downtown Windsor. So when did you sort of get involved with the Islanders part of this?
Well, the Islanders I actually went to some of the Rocket games. I've been here actually since 1996 on PEI, but the Rocket games, I just didn't feel that Windsor Spitfire vibe. But this year, with the local ownership, the rebranding and everything like that, I just said, I got to give it another shot, because I love this CHL hockey. So that's about it, man.
So you went above and beyond. You don't just go to the games. You're vocal at the games. You do your little blog. You have a Twitter account. Why did you decide to go that extra mile? I know that these organizations aren't NHL organizations. They don't have the money. They don't to be able to put this kind of stuff out. And I had the knowledge to do it. You know, it's just been a hobby of mine. I love the visual arts and stuff like that. And I thought, hey, I got a little time. I'm going to do this, and I have fun doing it. And people around here seem to enjoy it. So that's great. And some of the people that enjoyed it are actually Moncton Wildcats fans, believe it or not. So you've actually got a good following in Moncton.
Yeah, it's actually quite surprising. There's a little story here about a girl that lives in Moncton, late teens, I would say, and she Twittered a picture of me and said, you know, look at this a-hole. If I can say that, yeah, okay. And next thing I know, we were talking over Twitter, and she's a Twitter follower now of mine, and we talk all the time, and yeah, she just had to get to know me. I said, hey, why are you doing this? You got to get to know me first before you start saying this stuff on Twitter. And yeah, it's been great. I really love interacting with the fans here and away, actually. And there have been some really nice Moncton fans that I've come across.
So one of the things you've also done, I noticed, is sort of give people a little sense of what it's like to be a teenage kid on a hockey team. And you actually went out and publicly apologized to a couple of kids. Why did you do that?
Well, I did it because I think the way I did it wasn't the right way of doing it. I've never been on a lot of team sports before, even though I've been a fan of a lot of team sports, so I didn't understand the dynamic. But I also understand these are young kids, you know, so I think the way I did it was wrong, and I think I could have approached it a little bit better, but honestly, yeah, that's really the reasoning. I look at everybody, the players, the fans, and everyone as human beings, okay? And I want to treat people with respect, and I'm still learning this, too. So this is brand new for me. I've never been super fan guy, you know what I mean, doing all this stuff. So this is like deep water, and I can hardly swim. So, yeah, I just felt that it was right to do, but now I'm getting a good grip on what's around me, players and the fans and stuff like that, and I'm going to go from there. But, hey, if I said something wrong or I said it the wrong way, I'm going to apologize, man.
You and I see that the same way, because my background is in doing some speedway work as well.
Okay.
Mom and Dad and the whole family is listening to everything I say on a public address system or on the radio as I am now. You have to watch what you say because it can hurt people.
Yes, exactly. And that's the thing is you got to look at these. They are kids, you know, and very tall kids, some of them, especially the one I made a comment about, you know. Wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alley. I'm only 5'8". But no, seriously, it's you got to realize the entire situation around you and go from there and try to be the best you can, best person you can. But I want to be the best fan, too. I want to be a positive here in Charlottetown with the Islanders organization everywhere I go around the queue. And people, even around the queue, have actually said, hey, I like what you're doing. I wish we had you in our town, which is an incredible compliment. You know, at first I think it's sarcasm, but no, it's an incredible compliment. And I'm just going to keep doing the best I can, man.
And you're doing a good job, and you are being positive because a lot of positive things are happening at a couple of these cities with new ownership, and it takes 4 or 5 years sometimes to build yourself out of a hole that you're taking over.
Exactly. This is not a quick fix. Especially you got new ownership in here with other teams like you were mentioning, and we need to have patience. It would be nice to have that big win. I mean, we had a great stretch to start off, you know, but a lot of people don't realize there were a lot of close wins. The goalie pulled our butts out of the fire a lot during that. It's a process. And 5 years, you're a smart man, because that's exactly the amount of time I was thinking too, is that we need the 5 years and the fans need to be patient, and every win should be like the Stanley Cup, you know, because there might not be another win for a little while.
So let's give you a promo as we close this out. Where can they follow you on Twitter, and tell us about the website?
Well, I would say just go to the website, because I have all the connections, Twitter and all that stuff, Facebook, YouTube channel page, all that. It is the HKYhatpack.blogspot.ca. And come on over. I've had fans all over Canada, some in the United States, that have said, hey, I just like what you're doing. I just love your intensity. Even a couple Newfoundlanders as well. I've just been, I don't know if they were sober at the time, no offense to the Newfoundlanders out there, but they really dug what I'm doing. And just go there and go through there, and you'll see I do a post-game show as well, getting back to more of the video stuff. I might even get a little more involved in the organization if I can, if possible. But it's all up. All positive. Let's go. Realistic, but positive. Come on by, people.
If he and I could talk this peacefully between each other after our history, he's from Windsor, I'm from London, he's now in Charlottetown, I'm now in Moncton, all of us can get along. Merry Christmas, my friend.
Merry Christmas to you.